Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to NFT Live on the Web3 Network. Third show of the day for you folks out there. Maybe you're first if you're catching us live right now. We appreciate you joining. If it's afterwards, we like you guys too. Our Vibe, our tribe. I'm sitting here with Biggie Poppins, Gift Ed, and Huda was having some technical difficulties right before we press live, so he is coming in momentarily. We've got a lot of things to cover. Optimism just announced right before the show went live that they're having a fourth airdrop. So some of y'all got some. I don't think it's going to be as fat as the first one, folks. I know a lot of people got like 1,200. Yeah, exactly. We might not even get shit. We'll dive into that here in just a moment, though. Biggie Poppins, nice to see you, sir. Is that Snatch behind you?
No, the usual suspects, sir.
Oh, usual suspect. Okay.
Kaiser still there, right?
I'll leave. Biggie, how are you doing today? Are you having yourself a good morning?
Yeah, man. Fantastic morning, dude. Like, honestly, there's something to be said about getting up early, getting your hike in, your coffee, your smoothie in before you look at your phone and everything. Can't always do it, but when you do, dude, it's a nice feeling. Like, you're just setting yourself up for success, folks. So, yeah.
Got to get that exercise in, man. Get those gains in real life too. Gifted, you get any gains lately?
Oh, I mean, I'm at the gym almost every day. My life is dictated by the gains. But yeah, man, you got to get that sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning. You got to do it. You got to then do a cold plunge. Yeah, you got to cold plunge it, then hit the sauna. Then I think you got to take a bunch of different supplements. It's all about biohacking here on Web3. That's what we do. We're just trying to hack our biology to become basically Super Saiyans IRL.
Don't say hack on this show and expect me to take it the right way there, okay? Because at least we're not getting hacked.
Should I have said exploit?
Yeah, yes, please exploit those gains. Jack's Hideaway, Super Arsenal, Cats Fanatic, Jawa, Prado saying we were rugged. We had a little bit of a staggered show scheduled today. Like we went a little bit over, and then we went a little bit over, and then we went. So we're starting a little bit late. That's all. It's all good. Kristen Jensen, WX. And we will have Huda in here in just a moment. Katz was saying, been a busy day for me and had to miss the morning shows, but happy to make it for the live episodes here. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I will get the sharing out here on X, so I'll drop those posts. But if you guys, set the notifications or you're just here before I can even share anything out, you guys are fucking legit. I appreciate you guys very much.
Goated.
All right, what's going on, guys? I'm going to go ahead and share this stuff. Huda's not in yet. We are just getting this episode rolling here on a Tuesday, February 20th. What's on the top of your mind as we head in to the start of the show?
Oh, man.
What's on top of my mind is how badly I've faded so many different things that we've talked about and knew we're going to do well. And specifically right now, it's like Ronin. I still have done nothing about getting on Ronin, and we've been talking about Genkai since before the launch, and that they're going to be positioning themselves as a primary PFP / collection community on Ronin, and still haven't done anything about that. So I'm really just sitting here thinking about all the things that have faded, all the airdrops that I'm not farming, but also just to remind Jack's Hideaway, it's not biohack anymore, it's bioexploit. We've already explained why that is here. So yes, bioexploiting today.
All right, Genkai, Cyberkongz, Banana, all of that stuff is going to be a little bit of a topic today. We also have I wouldn't call him an insider, but technically there's some crossover here. But Huda, nice to have you, sir. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Some of that's probably Restream, honestly. They need to get their stuff together. But what's up?
He made sure to give full transparency. He's doing great work over there on his morning 5-minute shows, Inside NFTs.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and no, when he talks about Genkai and Cyberkongz, he makes sure that everybody knows that he is an insider.
I get extra worried about that. Especially actually what Biggie and I were talking about before, because I write so much, I have to, or I've done better at this in the past, but if I write about something, I'm supposed to mention if I hold it or not. And that one in particular, because my brother does work on the team, I feel like I have to say something. I don't want to make anything look any kind of way. So when I talk Cyberkongz, I definitely do.
For as long, I don't know what the time frame is now, Huda, but for as long as we've known you, we should have been in doing the Genkai stuff, doing the Cyberkongz stuff, all of that, because it was more of a topic of conversation, right? So we've been talking about Cyberkongz though for as long as they've been around, and it's good to see them doing extremely well. To me, they're a great example of somebody understanding these chain narratives, right? Because they launched Genkai on Ronin, at least in part, and like they're getting a ton of positive sentiment around just being there. And so we're seeing a ton of different updates, but I think Genkai on Ronin's a huge W for them. But
yeah, man, I think they consistently skate where the puck's going. And in many ways, early on, they innovated. You know, that was just the thing Kongs were known for. So the Ronin move, I mean, man, when those first minted, it was such a tricky market. I mean, it was right after Azuki, and that was ballsy to come out with a 20K collection priced at a quarter ETH. And in hindsight, again, it was just the market. It was just the timing. If that were right now, it would have done excellent. And it still sold out on the Ronin side especially.
Yep.
But they handled it very well, like they do with everything they touch. And yeah, I think they're ramping up to a lot of cool shit. It's a lot of right place, right time now. Ronin's cooking. The pixels being over there is such a big deal for them. And now Cyberkongz pushing on that message that we're the PFP for Ronin is just perfect, right? It's perfect scenario for them. And I think they this is not from anything inside. I just think they have deliverables coming. I don't know when, but I mean, they're definitely cooking something. You can sense it. And I know the migration is happening here maybe within a couple of weeks, like Play and Collect. So that going over to Ronin, big deal.
Yeah, Avagachi, please be listening to these conversations, guys. You're too good of a team to be held down essentially by your chain.
It seems like they're starting to like have those conversations from what we've been seeing. It's just, are they going to be too slow on all that, right? Because like we just said, Cyberkongz has been very well at sort of, again, skating ahead of the puck, understanding where it's going. They're now very well positioned, but they had to start that transition, you know, months ago, like a while ago to get there. So the question is like, is Avagachi going to figure it out, but be too late to really capitalize fully?
That's fair. Let's jump into Cyberkongz and Genkai and some of their updates because it's relevant to today as well, not just kind of the broader convos. Huda, before we do that, man, how are you doing? How was everything that you've been working on? How was your weekend? We haven't seen you this week yet, so what's going on?
Dude, everything's great. Like, okay, a few days removed from our last conversation, I'm trying to think of how much has happened. Well, actually, how much has happened? It was the whole Yuga Labs thing. I know you guys talked about it yesterday, but man, that's just like, that dominates everything. I don't know, dude, just in general, really exciting stuff everywhere. Like I keep referring to right now as NFTs 2.0, and I'm going to keep using that narrative because it feels like we've entered this new period, mostly because of that Yuga Labs acquisition, but also because the tech thing. Like all of a sudden, these ERC 404s that I do think are going to reshape the way we trade. I think it's going to change NFTs significantly. So I'm just kind of sitting back and watching and doing my thing, being an enjoyer here, but stuff feels very, very good right now.
Lightning take on Yuga Labs Moonbirds. We're not gonna. The whole episode yesterday was dedicated to it, folks. We laid our emotions out on the table, so you can go check that out. But Huda, lightning take on this situation.
Love it. Super smart. I love everything about it. Simply because they were shoehorning art into CryptoPunks before, which is fine. Like I think CryptoPunks are art, but I think they're cool just on their own, and they can still do some art stuff there, but clearly they showed they wanted to get into art. They did the 12-fold stuff. Like they wanted to do something in art, and now they have one of the best teams out there that's handled art now for years with the biggest artists in the space under their umbrella. It's brilliant. The conversation was all about Moonbirds right after that announcement, right? I'm talking about the other side, even from the Proof team, like they were the ones, or I think it was Yuga Labs, they were the ones talking about other side and Moonbirds and how they're a fit. But I don't see this move in any way a Moonbirds move. It's all about Proof in that team. Or Grails, I should say, in that team.
I just think it's both. I don't see why, you know, it's one or the other. That's
the quotes that did come out that we didn't really hammer in on was that, yeah, Daniel, was it Allegre that came out and was like, this is going to be great for the other side? Or was it, who was it that said that?
I think it was him, and then it was Garga who came out afterwards, and he focused. He said Moonbirds are gonna be tricky. CCO, like, right? I get it, that's tricky, but he's like, that team though. He's like, that team is incredible, and the majority, like the meat of his tweet was about the team. I think that's what they were really going after. It's like they have this like media wing now all of a sudden. very seasoned, very professional. Would have been way better if NFT Stats came over too, but still a great team there.
Yeah, somebody, I think it was Cam Taylor, mentioning the acquisition as an acqui-hire. So they were basically saying, hey, we want to bring in this team that's here so we can build out our storytelling, all that stuff. Biggie, I'm interested in your take while we're still kind of in this middle topic of that CCO point that Huda brought up. Because again, like, you can't go back. At least that's what I've been seeing across my timelines. They can't like retroactively say like, oh no, now everything isn't CCO. Like what's going on?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I've never been a diehard I have to own my IP person. Okay. I don't want to say it's overrated. I'm sure it's valuable, but there's a minute amount of people that will actually be able to harness that and do something with it. Having said that, there is still something about the ethos about owning everything entirely, right? And in that regard, I do think if they were able to hand the IP back to holders, could be very valuable, right? Just and I don't think it's an impossible task. Like, there are people that have been thinking about different ways of approaching that, whether it's changing like one pixel in the Moonbirds and that in and of itself legally makes it a new art piece, or the background. Also, there's the thing that Justin Mazel has been wanting to do, like a refresh or a derivative of some of these pieces. So I don't know what route they're going to take, how they're going to play it. But, for a company that really values IP, I can definitely see them exploring ways of doing it, So let's see.
I want to use this as an opportunity to also sort of bridge in a project that minted out yesterday on Say, which is the Grapes, because they're doing something very interesting to kind of get around these intricacies and idiosyncrasies of how IP works too. And so, like, Biggie, you mentioned maybe there's a sort of like an exploit. Again, we're not using hack, but like you could change a pixel or something and then it's legally a new piece. So maybe there's something like that. But what the Grapes are doing, which is interesting, is because it's a free mint and you're not actually exchanging any sort of value, they technically can't share the IP with the holders through a free mint. And so what they've done is they've set up a wallet where it's like you can basically go just send $1 if you want to use the IP, and then that legally transfers you the IP right. So it's like they're trying to give out IP and do a free mint, but it's like, how does that work, right? So again, they found this way. It's like, okay, well, you just have to send us $1 if you plan to use it, and then legally you own those rights. So maybe to Biggie's point, I'm just trying to use that as an example of how people are being creative to sort of like get around the legal idiosyncrasies of how IP law works.
All right, there's a couple questions in here for Huda. The people are trying to get you when you're here, Huda. See, Katz is saying, I said that, and you're here 4 days of the fucking week, so I just realized that. His morning recap was super bullish, but NFT Paris is this week, and don't we normally take a dip in volume during these type of events? Saying, are NFTs going to take a dip this week?
Yeah, maybe. It's so hard to predict, but yeah, I think usually at conference time you do see that, unless there's some like giga bullish announcements. And I don't know, there feels like there's a little different energy around this specific conference. So I would say normally I would expect that. I'm not sure if I do now, but like right now the space and like volume is largely propped up by Pandora. So it's like if Pandora cools off, then we cool off. If they keep going, man, I think they just kind of carry us. And I think that new 404 collection that's minting today might do like similar numbers, might absolutely melt faces. So do I think we'll fall off? 50-50. I don't know.
I would love to get that new project that you're talking about here. Also, bringing up Crypto Slam here, kind of getting a overview of the market, and it just hit me that we did have that poll last week talking about Wax. Although I see 25,000 volume on 24 hours here, whoever decided they wanted to get us that. So thank you. We will be diving into Wax this week. Also, before we get to the disclaimer, and I just want to properly prep Gifted here. This is my favorite part of the week, maybe the month, is when I have Gifted in, and I can show him this. This is just fantastic. I've got to scroll a bunch now.
I don't know where this is going. Ah,
Is that
Jesus.
today?
No,
That's today.
It's not
fellas.
today.
Oh my God,
It is
yes.
today.
Bro,
Oh my God.
it's a weekend. It's 20 days into the month. We're that late.
My writer says 48 hours notice.
We're getting after it today. It's Rate My Bags. Folks, if you're at home,
Those violence, Q.
the 16th edition. This is ecosystem wide. This isn't just ETH. We're going into different projects. We're getting after it today. Leave a like for these creators. Also, appreciate those tuning in over on X. Repost if you can. Reply if you can. I see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our Vibe, our tribe. Gifted is absolutely shook right now that just happened, and this is the perfect time to talk about a disclaimer.
Yeah. Look, I'm probably going to be taking tomorrow off after this. If this is really going down today, rate my bags, because, you know, it gets heated and it takes a lot of energy, frankly, to run this algorithm. It's a very complicated process. There's lots of different inputs and datas and things that are factorialized into this complicated, most sophisticated algorithm in all of the Web3 space in terms of judging the quality and value of these NFTs. So
You're milking that one.
if you're going to be here for this show, just know that we're going to be really putting everything out there, and you might not see me for a couple days. But all of that said, it's also important that we say this: thou shalt not speckle. This is not financial advice. All right, that's it. Just remember, especially as we're digging into everybody's bags, this is not financial advice.
All right, perfect. Thank you for the setup, GIF. We did have one update very quickly that I mentioned at the top of the show, and that's going to be from Optimism. You can see here 39 minutes ago, create together, benefit together. That's the super chain. Today, Optimism unveils airdrop number 4. It's going to be for 10 million Optimism tokens to 22,000 different unique addresses. I haven't even checked this. Again, this is 40 minutes. We're prepping the show. We're already doing the other show. I don't know exactly what the eligibility requirements are here, but we can jump into it. I will say Optimism was a really great example. I don't know, for whatever different features of having people experience these alt chains again. I think I talked to like 4 or 5 different people that said I actually got on to say with the money that I received from the Optimism airdrop. And I think that's a really cool anecdote. Obviously, it doesn't have to be widespread. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But yeah, that first Optimism drop was almost to the level of Uniswap, if you think about it. I think Uni gave about 5K. If you held, you obviously were getting a little bit longer. But right off the bat, I think Uniswap juiced the ecosystem with like 5K per wallet. I think Optimism, if you just held on to it, you were getting like 2K or something like that from the original drop. Any takes here?
It is crazy what those airdrops and claims can do. Like, still nothing tops SOS, which just fucking fueled like a whole year. But they are magic. They are magic for the space. And I think it's clearly something. Oh no, I was gonna say something and maybe go right back on it. Is it something that works for whoever's airdropping it, right? Because you're basically buying, kind of eyeballs and marketing. Does it work? Like, does that strategy actually work for whoever's issuing those tokens?
There's examples of yes and a lot of examples of no. I think Uniswap got a lot of community attention by just doing that airdrop. I think they got a ton of what I would call zealots after doing that airdrop. But they ended up screwing it up.
There has to be a good underlying product there. Otherwise, it's just pumps and dumps. Like, everybody will show up for the token and the airdrop. That's the incentive. That's just a way to get people in, right? But now, if it's not a good product or it's trash, like, people are going to be gone just as fast as they come.
Yeah. So is like SOS the biggest example of like a massive drop that has massive impact and then nothing came of it?
ENS. So ENS or whatever that was also had.
Maybe
Looks was up there. Yeah.
There was a couple big ones, but SOS was definitely one of those big ones.
But either way, yeah, I'm with you. I can't wait to see whatever that Optimism drop will be. I didn't realize, or I didn't put 2 and 2 together and realize that maybe a lot of that did go into Say, which is awesome. It's cool to hear that's people's maybe like high up on their list, of places to go and explore. So that's cool. But yeah, hope we see quite a bit more here.
All right, there's some eligibility pieces, and I guess creators are going to be the ones that are getting this. They called it the creator airdrop. You created engaging NFTs on the super chain, so OP mainnet, Base, or Zora, or you created engaging NFTs on Ethereum mainnet. So I'll drop the eligibility requirements here. If that sounds like you, you might be able to participate in these Optimism airdrops that have been pretty lucrative. So
on Base or Zora, huh?
Yep, Base, Zora, OP mainnet.
That's really cool. I love because I like I like all three chains. I think that's awesome. In fact, Zancan's got an open free drop on Base today. I love it. I love seeing people branching out over there. Like really, really exciting. Jack Butcher's probably gonna get a nice fat drop for doing that thread guy O'Pepin over on Base, right? Or that actually was Zora, I think.
Yes.
So yeah, Jack will do well here. Good stuff.
The farmers really do the best, aren't they? Like the biggest accounts clearly do the best on all of these. Like Jack Butcher needs more ETH, I think. Right. More optimism. Real quick, this is a little bit of a speculation here.
God damn it.
This is announcements. Pudgy Penguins, obviously with the like a Batman kind of eye cover. It's showtime. This is from Luca Nets. Any thoughts?
I've been like everyone else waiting because like all this price action, right? The flippering happening with no news. All that happened with no news, right? I'm like, dude, they're going to have news. They're going to have a cartoon, an animation, a movie deal, and then they're going to start talking about the licensing they offer through Overpass, right? But not just a toy at Walmart. To be like fucking on Netflix or in the movie theaters and like,
Jesus.
It's what's coming, man. Like I've been looking forward to this, and now being on the other side of it, not having my little Pudgy, like really bummed seeing it. But
you sold your little Pudgy for what, sir?
It got stolen.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
Right.
Yeah, but it is good to see. I just know that they're going to get very far out of reach very soon, and I mean very far out of reach.
What's your prediction here? Because I own some little Pudgies. Make me feel better.
Little Pudgy's 5+.
Woo.
Let's say 5. 5's a good safe number, but yeah, 5. They flip mutants easily.
There was a time when I had like 6 little Pudgies, and I sold them all.
Yep.
I'm gonna stew in this moment, I guess. All right, I'm gonna move us on here to the Cyberkongz very quickly. I wanted to pull up the banana token because banana definitely was one that we brought up on the show. I think we were all sitting up here, all 4 of us, looking into this. One of the community members also, I don't remember who it was, telling us that maybe we should get onto this banana train.
Probably
before
Draco.
It leaves. It might
Draco.
be, or cats, but yeah, maybe, yeah.
Oh
Maybe
my
Drake
God.
Mir. Maybe
Right? Look at that.
My God.
Yeah, so this is when we were talking about it around probably December, maybe January time frame. So yeah, a big old green candle today. Up 77% on the 24-hour, up 200% in the past 14 days.
See, that one hurts more than the based God thing that you keep pulling up. Because this one is from a legit project. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
200x or 2x, whichever one you guys want. But yes, no, I see where you're going with it. Keep hitting it, Biggie.
No, that's all. I mean, I like seeing this project win, right? They've been through it all. And yeah, bummed I didn't jump on it because I do recall people like mentioning it in this show. Like so many other things, I'm still trying to fucking get to Farcaster, folks. So
I'm glad you bring that up, but go ahead, Huda.
Well, I see a lot more for banana too. I'd even consider myself getting some even at this price. Like I'll wait for a pullback, but that coin has been $100 before. And dude, crazy, right?
Banana?
And yeah.
Remember we looked at that chart, and I think you were specifically said that's one of the worst looking charts I've ever seen.
I've ever seen. Yes, you're right.
Crazy. It was nuts. But so that token's deflationary when people are active playing the game. And if they get a lot of action from the Ronin side when play and collect migrates over, I think that gets that coin back in a special place. You know, like I don't think we ever see 100 again, but I think there's definitely a much higher price that can pull off.
All right, real quick, adding context here. Genkai Sprites launched, I believe, yesterday. Every single Genkai will be paired with its own unique one-of-one sprite. Our mission is to integrate the Genkai collection into every game that comes to Ronin Network and deliver the best experience as possible. First stop, Pixels Online. This is an innovative thing for them to do in a way. Like, you don't see a lot of projects building a character specifically for unique games. So Pixels Online obviously is a pixelated game. Kaggy's been talking about this, by the way, for a shit ton of time. I believe it came out at a $30 billion valuation here over the last 24 hours. So Pixels with a lot of updates that we're probably not going to get to today. But yes, sprites will be available to download this week. Stay tuned.
Can we go look at the Pixels token briefly?
Yeah, I can.
Because I think we should. This is
it like
one
2 cents right now, or how
that
much?
we should all be paying attention to. Because a lot of people have been saying, and again, I am not the expert on Ronin. All I know is that it's legit, and I faded it and knew that it was going to do well. But a lot of people I've been seeing think that this Pixels Online is going to be the Axie Infinity of this cycle, quote unquote, right? Like, a lot of people super fucking bullish on this being one of the bigger Web3 games in this cycle. So we should all look at it.
Yeah, so Pixels, I don't know if Pixels, this is not it, I don't think. There's a lot of different Pixels tokens.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I asked, because I don't know the right one either, and I want to try and figure it out together, because again, I think this is...
Is there a way to filter just by Ronin?
Farmland one? Pixels
it might be the
farmland?
farmland. Yeah, it might be that farmland one.
That is the Pixel token.
Pixels.
Yep, this is it. So market cap right
it.
now, circulating supply, 410 million. Fully diluted valuation is 2 billion. So I don't know where I got that other number from, but yes, 2.6 billion FDV and 410 million in the current market cap, making it the 150th biggest project.
Can you zoom max, go all the way out? It should just be a couple days, right?
Yeah,
it's just launched.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still sitting around the launch, so it pumped, and it's sitting around the launch price right now. So I guess the question here is, will it be dropping in the short term, or is this still a great time to be entering it? I mean, that's a pretty high market cap for a brand new token out of the gate. So I could see it maybe coming down a little bit if we don't think that the Web3 gaming thing is going to pick up immediately. But maybe it's thinking like, okay, what do we expect the possibility? Like, what did Axie Infinity get to in terms of market cap in the last run?
Holy shit. A lot. I can try to find that. I'm gonna attempt to look at this.
He's just chilling on his couch, like, pull up the screen, Q.
I no shit. I remember G-Hose, who's like the face of Axie Infinity. I remember talking to his ass in 2018, and he sent me Axie Infinity token. He sent me like 300 Axie Infinity tokens when they were worth like nothing. And then like literally, I probably sold it. I did something. And literally later on that cycle, like, you can imagine what that was. It was like $9,000 on like a fucking throwaway tip.
It looks like 30 billion was its high, around there. Crazy.
Nice.
So
that's a 60. If it was to get to those levels, that's a 60x from here.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, wow.
No, obviously this is degen math. I'm not saying that that's exactly what happens, but if you wanted to use Axie Infinity as a comp for what's possible in a bull cycle with a hot game token, you know, like even if you want to go conservative, like go half of that or even a quarter of that, right? Then it's still like a 10 to 20x from here, right?
Yeah, and most like a lot of these that are pretty hyped up and we're just starting the bull market. I agree with that. There's going to be 10, 15. I don't know how many are going to get 50 if they're like a larger project, but you'll definitely see huge ones. I mean, that's what Parallel will do too. You know, not financial advice, probably see $50. You know, that feels about right from what we've seen. You know, staying on these Genkai pieces real quick. So we brought up bananas. Sprites, again, are available now for Pixels Online. Genkai have been, I believe, doing well on Ethereum right now before they move over. Let me see if I can pull up that. Obviously, Huda, you're tied in with the project, and that Henry is your brother, so let's make that disclaimer. But do you have any other thoughts here on Genkai? It looks like they're up 60% here on the last 7 days before the bridge over.
Yeah, let me think, because I'm always thinking about Cyberkongz. Just that I think they're so well equipped right now, the Cyberkongz. Like, think of all the pieces that they have in place to really do something cool in an ecosystem, right? They've got their Kongs that generate their currency. They've got their babies that generate a different kind of currency. They have the VX that, are the game pieces, right? And then they got Genkai, who are now like the storytellers, who they build like their story and lore and whatever they're planning to do with. So again, they're just such a well-versed and sort of I'm looking for, like a lot of variety in what they can do, right? So I'm very optimistic about those guys, like really.
It's a built-out ecosystem at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it really is. So we'll be following the sprites piece. It doesn't look like I'm glad they're kind of treating this. I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't know what they'll come out at. It doesn't feel like this whole buildup of a secondary collection, though. It feels like this kind of offshoot piece to me. I don't know much.
Are you talking about the sprites?
Yeah, talking about the sprites.
I don't know that they'll be an NFT.
Oh.
I don't think they will, because they actually did have sprites for babies. You could just download them right on their website. I think it's just your Genkai is still what you plug in, and you get that additional bonus, like that file format for the sprite to download. I would, dude. I hope they're an NFT.
No, I think you're right. Cool. I think you're right. Huda, we're getting some of that lag again.
Video, yeah.
I don't know if you want
to. Great, man. Really coherent. Like what we're talking about. So don't worry about it.
Huda's internet decided to turn into a potato today.
So this Genkai or Cyberkongz must be paying attention to NFT Live right now. This post went live a minute ago. The world of Nikia has been reimagined through Pixels Online as part of a long-term partnership.
Wow.
Holders will be able to play Pixels with their one-of-one sprite and explore a custom-built Cyberkongz section. The Pixels team has integrated our lore and elements of the Cyberkongz ecosystem. Wow, that's huge. One final thing: win banana in Pixels Online.
Oh God.
Well, that's hitting on all the degen maths. Oh, there's Henry.
Oh, hell yeah.
There he is.
That's awesome.
Oh, this is gonna be a hit.
Really flows well with their pixelated characters too. Again, Genkai actually, it's funny. We were talking about the fucking Genesis Kongs, but this is like taking it back. This is using the Genkai in pixelated form. So
you know what I hope they do is actually make play and collect like part of the Pixels world. Like just build that into that ecosystem.
It's very interesting that they went this route, because Pixels, I don't think Pixels has partnered with different collections, right? They've partnered with Mochaverse and a couple others. Okay. All right. Well, we'll move on from that. We faded bananas. I can't catch everything.
Pixel, Ronin. What else?
I'm telling you, Zoids. I think Zoids will do well over there. We'll see how that does. All right, I want to get y'all's take real quick. Apekin is the newest addition to the ApeCoin brand as its mascot. I want the take.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure, you need a fun mascot, otherwise are you legit, Does that mean that they're also going to be dropping NFTs?
No.
All right. I don't know. But since we're trailer maxis, can we please make sure to play the Chungos video?
I'll think about it.
Please.
I'll think about it.
Bruh.
I'll think about it. All right, real quick. You guys see the emojis. I just want your take. I'm an ApeCoin holder. I would really like your take on this character. I'm not that bullish on it. I think there's some like elements that are being lost of like not being cute enough. It's like a robot monkey. So yeah. Any good takes here? You guys
Not a fan, but would you say they took some inspiration from Snoo, from Reddit's Snoo? I don't know why I get that, but no, I don't like it.
I think it's cute, I guess. I didn't really think that this was the missing part of the puzzle.
It's not.
I don't know.
It's not. It's a proposal by the community did this.
Okay. All right. It's fun.
Yeah. You guys been working
Yeah.
for months. Here's
I don't-
Apekin. This will save us.
Four
Yeah, I don't-
artists were like locked in a room for a week to come up with this.
This was the Moonbirds team. This is their first contribution. This is
the thing is I don't think of like ApeCoin in that way where it's like I need to go there for a cute mascot to like entertain me. Like that's just not why I go to ApeCoin in general. So it just feels like a weird side quest to me.
They should have
I'm
just
not,
kept the skull. The fucking ApeCoin skull is cool as fuck.
Yeah,
I think that's still the token,
They already,
to be fair.
They already have like a dope graphic, you know.
They need
So
a
I don't know.
mascot.
It just feels like a weird side quest to me.
Yeah.
So
That's all.
You know what's funny is that the 2017 cycle, you didn't have NFTs yet generally, so you had a bunch of crypto communities that acted this way, right? Like they didn't have an NFT, but they had the synthetic Spartans and the Link Marines were probably the biggest example. And so there was a Marine mascot. And so this is kind of like you're like wondering like why is a token doing this? Like this is what those communities used to look like because there was no like NFT collection. But
It can, yeah. So to your point, it can help build interest and affinity and awareness when it's done properly.
okay.
I don't know.
Huda, any takes the other thing I'll share for BAYC. I know there's a ton going on right now, but yeah, they're at NFT Paris Clubhouse. We'll touch on the actual Miami Clubhouse tomorrow. Likely, we don't really have much time. But Huda, last takes here, if you have any.
Can you just remind me, is that officially from Yuga Labs or that's like totally community? It's Yuga Labs.
Are you talking about the mascot or are you talking about the
mascot?
Clubhouse? Oh, no, this is the community.
Yeah, then if it was Yuga Labs, I would have fudded all over it just because it doesn't move the needle one way or another. It's just a thing. But community, it's cool. Whatever.
All right.
It's a gimmick.
Awesome. I'm glad I brought the Apekin into this convo. That was clearly on that one was on me.
Yeah.
Better topics.
But
like
you don't want to show Chungos?
Yeah, like Chungos. This is going to break the internet.
Let's talk about real builders building real things. Come on.
This is a
Q.
minute and 50 long?
Yeah, but it's worth every fucking second. What, are you a trailer maxi or are you a trailer maxi, Q?
I'm going to play this. I'll see you guys on the other side. Please leave a like for whatever you're about to see. Or if you already saw something nice.
Make sure you got the right one.
I got the minute and 50 one. Is that the right one?
Is it the one that we reposted? I think this is it.
Yes. Great.
All right.
Can't wait.
Access granted, Chungo.
A lot of build up here.
fucking epic.
That was fucking great.
I'm gonna sweep
Wow.
Chungos when we're done with this.
Come on, man. That's fun. That's entertainment. That is epic storytelling.
Yeah.
Dude, the hands typing fucking gets me every time, bro. That's it. That's all
I don't want to get in front of your guys' thoughts here. I
No,
do think
it's
that looked more like a recreation of maybe the Chungos than not a secondary collection. I know you brought that up on GM Web 3. You said, oh, they're going to drop a new collection. That felt like it was like a 3D version, a 3D model of whatever Chungo you have.
Something's coming, Q. That's all I can say. All right.
You did it. There it
Welcome to the Chungo show. Yo, we are now fully chungoed. No, I mean, what do y'all think? Do you have a take? Is it just dumb or is it actually entertaining?
Dude, I can't dig it. Like, are they gonna turn into like Gumby characters now, like 3D assets?
Chungos are definitely not wrecked anymore. Yeah, let's go ahead and just put that up at S tier.
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
S tier.
Monumental discovery.
That was a cool as hell video. I know nothing about Chungos other than I know you guys fuck with them. So.
It was good. It was good. We lost half the audience, but that's fine. You guys are cool. It's whoever's remaining is fucks with us.
Those are the legit ones. Those are the real ones.
All right, we're gonna hop into the rate my bag segment that we all love. It's been far too long. We said we were gonna do a monthly, so we might as well get into it. Real quick, the Moonbirds still doing well. Biggie Poppins 2.13. They're up 13% on the day. Cyberkongz the Genkai are doing well. Pandora is pumping. World of Women is pumping. Did the Monopoly boards finally arrive? Is that what happened? Meebits pumping.
Maybe everybody's speculating that the next Yuga acquisition will be World of Women. Because I could see that happening.
Worst performers here is going to be Sappy Seals on the 10%. I don't know much of the rest here. Proof Collective, V-Friend Series 2, Pixelmon. So not many of the kind of bad performers here. And before we get to the Rate My Bag segment, Huda, you said this is the 404 play?
Right. I mentioned earlier that Pandora has this new Gen Art collection coming. That's it right there. You're almost definitely not going to be able to mint this, right? It's going to partner projects to start, but because it's a 404, there's going to be a token that you can trade, right? And if this does anything near what Pandora did, then there's probably a play there on the token side.
What contract are they using? The new one, the Cygar one?
I bet not the Cygar one, right?
Oh,
I don't think
the one where they can steal from you.
I'm assuming it's that, which I'm shocked about it. I am shocked that anybody would when he points out something like that.
And I'm sure they will.
Look, it hasn't gone wrong for them yet. But is this on Ethereum?
I believe so. I can't say 100% sure.
Yeah.
I've not heard anywhere else. I think it's Ethereum.
Well, no, but we've talked. RAR is a 404 on base. Like, we know that people are doing it, and they're on Say now, aren't they too? So I'm just saying it could be elsewhere.
Yeah, it could be. I'm looking. They asked for your Ethereum address, but that could be any other chain too. Yeah, I think it's ETH though.
All right, everybody cover their ears. Turn your volume down about a knob. Let's get into Rate My Bags.
Do it! Just do it!
All right, Rate My Bags. Let's get into it. Shia got us cooking. It's been about a month and a half. So again, if you guys see something that's off here, just know that. We're trying to do these on a monthly cadence. This is ecosystem wide. All right, this has evolved over time. We used to just do Ethereum. We're starting, or we started like 4 months ago to add different collections as those communities and those ecosystems started to really do well. Let's just fucking do it.
Out of the gate
now.
Out of the gate, I have to ask, how much are we factoring in sort of the like general sentiment around like douchebaggery and toxicity and things that we want to put up with, because I feel like based on recent actions that I've seen the Mad Lads community take, that we should just be wrecking them. Absolutely.
What did the Mad Lads do?
Oh, I don't know. You tell me, Q.
Oh, I'm not going to hold the community to one guy's actions. I'm not doing that.
I thought it was like 10 of them, 15 of them. But
yeah, but they don't know. Look, I'm going to have a little grace here and say they don't know what the hell's going on.
You're a big man. You're a big man up here then. So I guess we'll let them live another day.
Was this something we should know about? I don't know any. I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's just certain people out there that
it's Huda, you know about it. You know about it. Anyways, let's not factor that in. We gifted through a grenade in the room as we started to rate my bags.
Well, what are we doing here if we're not throwing fucking grenades, y'all? Come on.
All right, I'm taking a look at S tier right off the bat. Clearly, Yetis remain. Does anything change here for the other top three? I'm going to try to find a better Bored Ape Yacht Club. Oh.
Good Lord, put the Pudgy Penguins at S.
Yeah, it's time.
I've been saying it forever, and finally now you listen when Huda says it. All right, I see how it's going.
No, I heard you from the get-go, and I was there. I am backing you up on that. That's all I've ever been. Is your backup.
We've been moving them up the list because of what you've been saying too. Like they weren't always at
I think here is premature, but do as you wish.
Wow, dude.
How so? What's premature about it at this point? What are you waiting for them to show you?
What is it? The product, the fucking Showtime thing that's coming up. Like, I want to see it. I want to make sure it's not like that it works. Like, I want to see it in action. So far, like Huda said, it's like the flappening or flippening or whatever has been based on nothing, which is great, right? Like it tells you what the anticipation of the market. It's
not based on nothing. They already they've sold more products than anybody in Web3.
This is an interesting take because the more I look into it, I'm not getting bearish on that, but we don't know like the action. Like that could have lost them money. That honestly could have lost them money. The company itself could have lost money on that creation. And we don't know because the books aren't public. So,
we're talking about the toys?
Yeah, we're talking about the toys.
I think they've been... Well, no, you're right. I guess we don't know ultimately what they spent. Yeah, right. They've told us what they've made off it, how many they've sold, their sales, but you're right. But yeah, I want to clarify when I said nothing, like they've delivered a lot more than almost any other project in something sustainable. Like they've done something very special. Just this recent pump isn't based on anything new. And that's kind of all I meant there. S tier.
Biggie Poppins. Any last thoughts before we move on from the Pudgies, man?
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. That's fair. All right, Pudgy's making this. That was like the hottest start to a Rate My Bags we've ever had. Let me turn back on the tunes here as we get started. All right, punks remain clearly. Bored Ape Yacht Club. I need a better logo here for them. Squigs remain. Aren't Squigs like underwater?
Could or should the Bored Apes be A tier?
All right, we're not gonna deal with that FUD on our stage. I removed Huda. Let's go, Huda.
We're throwing grenades.
Chill me out, Huda.
On the stage.
I mean, how many L's can you take before you actually get knocked down a peg and you gotta like earn your way back?
They've just made one of the biggest acquisitions. They've just made one of the biggest acquisitions ever. Does that count for something?
It does. It keeps them in S tier for this month. I'm coming.
I like the heat. Any other reason why we might want to drop or like, man, I just am so flabbergasted. I didn't even have a defense of it. Marty McFly's licking his chops.
I kind of did that just for Marty.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think until the Pudgy Penguins like perma flip them, then they got to stay at S.
Do punks just because we have like this pseudo like tier within a tier, right? Do punks based on again there have been a lot of L's. It has continued. Do punks just move up to 1 here? I think I'm comfortable with that. No. I'm talking about like there's a pseudo tier within a tier, right? Like I can move them punks all the way to the left.
Well, we could also just finally give in and make a god tier where it's just punks and yetis, that have clearly established themselves as remarkable amongst the most remarkable projects.
every time we bring this up, I want somebody to acquire Yetis because they're just so ingrained in the culture that why
Dude,
don't
I want
someone
somebody
just
to acquire them and then burn them. But fine.
all?
There was a burn cult once.
We need them
Yeah.
not to exist because they fucking keep hanging up out there. And I don't know.
You don't like how they're mucking up your list, do you, Biggie Poppins?
No, man. Like, I honestly, like, I'll take the fucking penguins if you take off that goddamn Yeti, please.
All right,
Oh
Jack
my
Sideway
gosh.
saying PPs is Revenge of the Nerd 2024, and yes, I read it that way. I know, yeah, Pudgy Penguins is going to take off here in 2024. Nick Swerve is saying Huda just calls it as he sees it, and Hachi's saying Punks, Pudgies, BAYC in that order.
So I'm going to call something else. We may need to consider Squiggles going A tier.
So okay,
Why?
I have a tough time just reading the whole like underwater loans and saying I instantly want to move them down. Do you have another reason?
It's basically that. It's the underwater loans. It's the floor price falling to under 6.5 right now. I don't know if this is.
man.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
what about everything that they've achieved? What about everything they stand for?
Yeah,
Here's
put autoglyphs up there at the top.
I will address
But
something that I think people,
Huda's
many
trying
people are
to. I
not
love this
fucking
shit. Let's go.
considering. And it's that many of these loans, you know, if they do default, they're going to go to the Squiggle DAO. They're not going to go to some fucking degen that's going to turn around and try to like flip it or dump it or whatever. Those squiggles are kind of gone forever. So I almost see it as like a deflationary circumstance, right? If this occurs, I understand why many people want to see this as a bearish sign. I see it as a bullish sign. The Squiggle DAO was like created to uphold and propagate squiggle culture. And they're about to get a handful of them. If they do, that's fucking awesome in my opinion. And I, you know, I've never been a friend of, you know, NFT fi. I don't want to say I hate it. I understand the reason it exists, but I don't like it. I don't want to fuck with it ever again. I've never fucked with it in the first place. But yeah, I understand why like the broad community sees this as a bearish situation. But I think from the art collector side of the people that are informed and know who these squiggles are going to land on, whose hands this is going to land on, they're all kind of excited. You're about to take a whole bunch of squiggles out of commission for good. And they're going to go to somebody that's going to use them the way they're intended. And so I don't know. I'm cool with that. Like, but I mean, honestly, like Huda, you would punish squiggles based on degens fucking up, dude.
No.
The reason squiggles are up there is because of what Snowfro has been able to achieve, and I think like they are like the peace sign of Web3.
I don't want to punish them though. I think maybe they never deserve to be at S tier. Yeah.
Dude, he's about to die. He's about to go. All right, moving on.
I think
Huda's got multiple knockoffs
There's
today.
an-
Wow, he's
there's
just
an-
throwing haymakers.
Huda,
There's
what
an
did you have
argument-
for breakfast today.
But there's an argument for that just based upon the fact that this is supposed to be a PFP list, and right now they're the only non-PFP that's still
Because
on
people,
the
because
collection.
but people rock them as PFPs. They're one of the only art pieces that actually people rock as PFPs.
That's fair. But yeah, ultimately, okay, the only reason I made that point is because there's no other art to compare him to, and we either need to put art up there, like autoglyphs, which would be an S tier. And then when you're comparing autoglyphs to squiggles, same.
Speaking of that, we have a list that is fairly old, but we were getting after it on the generative art side. It looks like Christian Jen's saying I need a completely separate Rate My Bags art edition for squiggles, autoglyphs, etc.
Hell yes.
I think since we have Bitcoin on here now, we got Bitcoin frogs, etc., that we need to add in the Bitcoin puppets. That's important to me.
We will
In my bags.
Yeah, if you send me your Bitcoin puppet can be the Bitcoin puppet.
Absolutely. It's on my X profile. If
I'm
you go
not
click on
going there.
media and
I'm
then scroll
not-
down just a
can't-
little bit.
Not happening. Not happening. So any random Bitcoin puppet I'm going to pull up.
Yeah.
Real quick, getting back to this list, we're still in that S and A category here. The previous A's, So we got Opepin, Mad Lads, and Meme Coin. Again, this is a fluid list. We do this every month. It does potentially feel like captains aren't really doing that much. I feel like there's farming happening with the meme coin, but
Who
I'm not-
rocks a captain as their PFP?
there's people that do that. What?
Yeah, I mean,
Sure?
some.
Are you sure?
I'll pull up inspect. We'll see. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Right.
Go ahead.
Also, I don't remember when Opepin was amongst these levels. I mean,
Yeah, you missed that.
Opepin's
Day.
great, but
B. It's B great.
yeah, I wouldn't imagine it's A tier right now, but
They had that period of time, especially during the bear. It was really impressive where they were really, really doing well compared to other things. But yeah, I mean, we just had that bet between Beanie and I can't remember who was on the other side of that bet. And it was a bet of do they hit, get closer to 1 ETH or 0.3 ETH, and Beanie won that bet. They're now 0.27 floor. The project's fantastic still, but
yeah.
Gifted might be onto something here. I'm on inspect.xyz, which is essentially like a tool, like a socialfi tool that lets you look at these different collections. I don't know what I think I'm searching by community reach here. I don't see captains at all.
Yeah, I don't get the sense that a lot of people really fuck with it that hard. I think that was we were talking about using tokens as incentives, but if the product isn't good, nobody sticks around. It's kind of that.
God. Yeah,
like
but
they
this is
were a DeFi play.
So I have potatoes here.
So potatoes gets more love than
There's no way.
Flagship.
There's 513 people are rocking the potatoes on X. Where is
search captains?
Yeah, I guess we can. Let's see floor price.
Is it captains with a Z?
Let's see if we can't do this by floor price now. What are captains today? Do we know?
Price wise, I
Yeah.
think they're 4 or 5 ETH.
All right, this search tool. Yeah, let me just search the captains. No way. This has to be off.
So their name. Oh, you got it there.
24.
It could be off because just NFT Inspect is not always accurate, but also if it's not off, then I was right.
Yeah, it looks like they're off because you search Opepin and there's 2 people rocking Opepins. Yeah, this feels...
Well, Opepin's harder to track. So,
How does this work? How do they track? Yeah, weird.
They actually offer some really cool tools. Like it shows people that are rocking the PFP and who actually has the most influence among each community. So Inspect does a really good job, but I don't know on every single collection if they've got that together. If that makes sense. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to try to get us back on track here. I'm okay. I mean, I do feel like it's going to be like the flavor of the month thing with captains. They're going to come back in force. And it's going to be 2 months from now, and they're going to be rocketing, and people are going to be like, "What the heck's going on?" I know they've already launched the token. That is another thing. Like Bored Ape Yacht Club, great example of a project that got up to 140 ETH off the speculation of the ape coin drop. So there is something to be said of like once the token's out, what do you do to continue to drive that hype? But do you guys feel like captains deserves to be at A? Let's move on.
No.
Any defense?
There are some things that are going for it, right? It is a token and a company that is unencumbered by, U.S. regulations, and so more free to operate and do all kinds of wild and wacky shit. I don't know, man. I think they've been able to pull off already some substantial fucking plays. So I don't see why it would be in B. They haven't really messed up, in my opinion, as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've accomplished more than Mad Labs in that regard. You know, they have more time on the timeline. They've got a wider array, like, because it's captains and what else? What else is it? The potatoes turned into something else, and then they have the MVP. So I don't know, man. I think they're good in A, dude.
I think I'm fine with them in A2, but I think it's a lot about in this space. What have you done lately? And it's been a minute.
Recency bias is
what
is
that's the biggest, lately?
That's the biggest thing of this algo. This very
it's big on the algo. Yeah,
this very tied in algo here.
But Pudgy's announced season 2 of Toys. They launched Overpass. They airdropped
it. It's been a while though, right? It's not recent.
No, Overpass.
Like you said, like the reason they've pumped right now is just out of the hype that they already have, but they haven't launched anything new yet.
No, Overpass brand new, like 3 weeks ago.
Look, we have to remember that the ultimate rule of thumb for how this algorithm operates is that the higher the floor price, the better the artwork in the project is.
You're right.
When the floor price on Captains was closer to 10 ETH, I mean, they looked much more like a high quality A project, right? At that point. But now that the floor price has been dropping, I just look at that art and I'm like, I'm not convinced. I just don't see it anymore.
Okay. All right,
let's move. Like dictator toolkit. It's basically run on his dictator fucking stack.
All right, let's quickly touch on Mad Lads and Opepin here. I'm okay with leaving captains up there. There is a recency piece to this, but I think the higher projects here on this list have done a little bit more over time where that recency bias probably gets spread out over a longer timeline. I see what you're saying, but I think they've done enough where let's see 2 months from now and they'll probably be in B if they continue.
When Dobbs?
Okay, Mad Lads or Opepin? Dobbs are on this list.
Dude, let's hit Opepin. Honestly, the latest, did you see the ACK collab they did? It's the most wild, crazy, amazing Opepin I've ever seen.
Shit.
Like, it is fucking phenomenal. There's been some crazy ones, right? Like the squibble ones were incredible. I don't know, man. Like, how many more collabs that are just gonna blow us away how many more need to happen before we start considering actually Opepins as an S tier?
Distribution model for this is fucking fantastic. The fact that he has it in the news all the time, I think that's my only comment on this one.
It's what makes them so special, but I just think it's the most beautiful looking B tier collection.
B tier.
Like, it doesn't look. Yeah, it's not. I do think this last one. I agree with Biggie. Like, this last one does look the best. You know what I mean?
So good. And Dutch Tides was amazing too. They all look good, and I expect that throughout. And I expect they're gonna get a Beeple collab at some point.
Is this doper than the Snow Pepin? Y'all let us know in the comments. What do you think? Would you rock a Snow Pepin or would you rock the ACKO Pepin?
That's a good poll, dude. You should
really,
dude. What would you guys run? I would.
The penguins collab was just like different color penguins, wasn't it?
They were cool looking though. They were awesome. They were like the glasses, and then those glasses actually turned into real fucking Jack Butcher glasses. I mean, those
were the Oviators.
Cool. Those were the Oviators. Yeah,
different products.
I see what you're doing.
All right, what am I rocking?
Face.
No, hold on. What am I saying? What?
Snow Pepin or ACKO Pepin? We got to put the Bitcoin puppets at least at B.
Yes.
Here we go. Here come the ordinals.
Yep.
Yes, they are. They are rocking their way.
That's right. Puppets, yes. Cats, yes.
I'm trying to make my way down this list here. We do have a full wrecked category, by the way. So there's a whole C and D have been growing. So we have a ton to get to here. Also a wrecked cemetery. But I do want to kind of make my way sequentially here. I'm trying to do that.
Yeah,
do we have anything that deserves to move up to A. We already saw the Pengus have moved up from A to S.
Cyberkongz, bro. What we've been talking about Cyberkongz this whole fucking show and how impressive what they're doing is.
Yeah.
18 ETH floor, my guy. And they've got like 5 other collections that are all doing well. The art's looking so good right now, you know?
These guys have like 40 or 50,000 NFTs, like so many.
Yeah.
Hash Rhymes is gonna love this.
It's wild. It's so
Hash Rhymes abandoned us when we dropped it down, but
Yeah,
maybe
that
maybe
is
you should
Not
come back.
Did not abandon, took a break. We will see that person, back with us at some point.
All right, I like the Cyberkongz
you're
move,
right.
and also the recency stuff is good here. They've been doing a lot. All right, Doodles. Do we feel like Doodles has done enough?
Nah, you good there.
Maybe.
I think there's an argument, but it's
Doodles-
kind of in between. They're
Doodles
like
is
B
up 2X.
plus
The
right
art's
now.
looking a little bit better.
They're like B plus or A minus. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you put them on this realm, is Doodles doing as much or enough to be
No.
on this realm?
Not even close. Not yet. Not yet. Like they're about
doing-
to. But
What about
I feel
G-Shock?
like-
What about?
I feel
doing
like
a ton
they're-
of collabs.
They're doing at least as much as the OPEPins are. So that's where I'm just like, and the floor price, dude, the floor price is like 10x of an OPEPin too, right?
all right. Fine.
I mean, here's the OPEPins set the bar so high, and they've maintained that, but that's maybe then where the price comes into is a factor. Yeah, I can see Doodles today. I think that's okay.
Doodles at 3.09. All right, so we're feeling a little bit more bullish on these projects. All right, Mad Lads we skipped over, so I completely forgot about that. Do Mad Lads remain at A tier?
Yes.
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 Yeah. They reclaimed that 200 soul floor. They were, I think, the number 2 blockchain last week,
No.
or number 2 project.
If we're gonna bring in the puppets and the quantum cats, please move the Froganas and the Node Monkeys down a notch.
Yes.
First of all,
Because
Forganas
they're not in A
are
tier.
not even on B. So, sir, the art.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I think he means the Bitcoin.
I meant the other one. Yeah, the
Oh.
Bitcoin frog. Sorry. Again.
Wait, but why? I don't understand. Okay, why does everybody hate on the Bitcoin frogs?
It doesn't
Because
make
they
any
are
sense
like
to me.
they're one of the OG legit PFP collections that is still one of the most. They're still one of the most valuable. Look, I don't even have one. I'm not fighting for my bags here, but I remember like I brought it up early on because I was like, yo, these Bitcoin frogs are everywhere. It's the only like orange PFP that I see a ton of people rocking from very early on. And when I brought it in, everybody was like, they're not legit. Like, nah, don't really fuck with them. And then they just kept fucking going and running and becoming one of the most valuable PFPs. So for some reason, people have slept on the Bitcoin frogs since the jump. And I don't understand what it is.
All right, it's not easy to track a lot of this stuff on like Magic Eden. Huda, if there's a better spot I should be on, like if does Crypto Slam search by chains?
Oh,
Is
you
it-
did. We're having like an
yeah.
ordinal fight on the chat now.
what do you think, Huda? Where should I be?
You're doing it the right way
Okay.
here.
Okay, so I'm on the 30-day chart here within Bitcoin. Obviously, RSIC, the gamification around that is kind of taking it, but we're looking at PFPs. So Quantum Cats will definitely be in there. Huda, if you want to get, did you send me your Quantum
Yeah,
Cat? Is
Yeah,
that
I
it?
did. Yeah, check
Okay,
that out.
I got you. Yeah,
I was
good
gonna
work.
say.
Good work. Making me not work. Making it easy for me to get your Quantum Cat on there. Interesting. GIF, are you watching?
Throw more shade while you're at it. Jesus.
I don't know if that's shade. That's
Guys, I'm so
fucking
sorry.
shady.
I got to leave. I forgot I got a meeting.
No.
Yes. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry.
All
The
right.
minute he leaves, we put those cats in
Yes.
the now. Okay.
I'm taking Huda's and I'm putting it in the Rex
Wreck
category.
category.
Yes. All right.
He does have a black eye.
Frogs in the last 7 days. So the market cap right now puts them around 7th, which in probably the 4th on this list, right ahead of Pizza Ninjas.
And this is just on 30-day.
Yeah. But that gives you a good reason.
They've stayed in the top collections now since the beginning of ordinals. I'm just asking for somebody to explain why every time that I brought them up, people were fudding it to me. Because I don't know. I don't know what it is that
Who,
people
the
have.
Bitcoin frogs?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take a stab at it. It's the same reason why I don't like a lot of these PFP collections on BTC. And case in point, and I'm not like fudding you or trying to.
I don't have them.
Like Cam nodes first original 10K PFP on BTC. That's it. Deep OG holder base. You could say whales. Like I don't know, man. Like I just don't. Other than this bickering about who was first and which one is more consequential, I've yet to see. I don't know, man. Something produced that makes it more, that legitimizes it more. To me, like for example, the Quantum Cats have a lot more going for them in that regard. They've like built up their community grassroots. They actually have like a mission, right? Like something that they're going after.
It's a larger project though.
For
Taproot Wizards has like way more than like us. I think Bitcoin Frogs, wasn't this their first project?
Oh no, I'm not. Well, I wasn't talking about the Bitcoin Frogs. I'm talking about Frogs and Node Monkeys and all these other that like bum rush the first, inscription meta and like have like kind of remained there just bickering about that. Like it's like we deserve to because we were here first to inscribe. And yes, I agree. The art is really cool on Node Monkeys. But I don't know, man. To me, that's just not enough to justify it. But apparently, like for a substantial amount of people on ordinals, that is like the fucking grail to just sit there and say I was first. So
is it like a Nakamigos play? Basically, is what you're getting at? Like Nakamigos played off like the provenance and didn't really do much else. They're kind of like the vibes community. Is that what you're?
To me, it's just a matter of like a question of like it remains to be seen, right? Like I think you need more. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is like anytime I go into these spaces and I hear them talk about what they're doing, and it's never that. It's always like about like it never fails. Like just go into any of the ordinals when they're talking about it, and it's always like we were first. Don't forget, we were first, and it seems so forced that it's like. Is that the only thing you have to stand on? Like you do have great art. I agree, and I will give you that. And you do have OG collector base. I would say whales waiting to dump. We will see. But what I want to see from an A tier ordinal PFP collection is a community, a mission, an ethos, like way more than just we were first, pump my fucking
all right
back.
guys, this conversation we got to speed it up when it comes to like covering this stuff because I think spent the last 10 minutes on Bitcoin
hot takes only.
So
hot takes only.
Any last quick things here? I got Quantum Cats up here, but last quick take.
People are saying Quantum Cats art sucks. I fully disagree. I think this is lo-fi art executed at a high level, and so maybe it's not for you, but like I think it's actually pretty well done from, again, like trying to achieve
there's a wide range.
More like technical prowess to it, right? It's evolving. Like, again, there's a novelty to it. And that's my issue with the frogs and the node monkeys. It's like
Biggie.
Yeah, fine. Done. Keep them at fucking B. Fine.
I need you to just realize what we're trying to accomplish and tailor your answers to that. We have a whole fucking list here. So we got, is this Artifact? Is this Clonex?
We also have a call at 12Q, so just heads up.
Call at 12. That's in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get through this at this.
We might have to double down here. So this is
kill me.
The gift you can take an off day here. All right. Cool Cats, Azuki. These are old Ethereum projects here. I think we decided we were going to leave Mad Lads. Opepin stayed. So any of these deserve to be moved up to A. I can start adding the ordinals projects here. So we're thinking Quantum Cats at A.
No.
Okay, Quantum Cats at B.
Mm-hmm. But if
don't shoot the messenger now. I'm just trying to make the list.
But I was just saying, if Quantum Cats is at B, then maybe Nodes and Frogs need to be at C. No offense, I'm not trying to FUD.
I feel like the Node Monkeys have a good amount of following.
I think both Nodes and Bitcoin Puppets should both be at B. Dude, so look at it this in terms of like it's tough sometimes
I
to
give the
compare.
puppet way more credit in that regard because their mint was super low and they've managed to fucking actually garner a fucking following and like, you know, under this banner of memes, right? Like
Cam looks like Nodes is gonna be doing that.
let's see.
It's tough sometimes to do the cross chain comparisons, but like let's look at Bodagos here. I don't know if Bodagos belongs in this group. If it does, Bodagos is what, like $1,000 floor. I think.
I don't know about comparing the prices between them. You compare market cap, don't compare price. You compare market cap, do not compare price.
I think the floor price does matter.
Physically, it does not. You know what I mean? Market cap is what matters. If your floor price is 1,000, but you have 100 of them, you're a shit project. Like that's not that.
Yeah, but when I'm talking about Bodagos and Bitcoin puppets, they're both large supply PF. Yeah, well, they're both large supply PFPs.
Yeah. Okay, so like as long as that market cap averages out, which ones are you trying to compare? I could pull them up.
I'm trying to look at these together, right? So like, why am I making a case for Bitcoin puppets? The floor on those is like $4,000 or something like that, and like Biggie said, they started with a really low floor price. So I'm just saying, like Bodagos, I don't know why that necessarily belongs in this same category next to a Quantum Cats or a Bitcoin puppets or something like that.
So market cap wise, 5.8 million. Okay, so 5.8 mil, and the other one
$700. And I know you're not trying to look at that, but I think it matters.
Yeah, market cap is the indicator here when you're talking about comparing different projects because it takes both and multiplies it.
Yeah.
But what the other was Quantum Cats?
Well, I'm talking about Bitcoin puppets, but any of those other Bitcoin ones, for instance, in that same tier right now. I'm trying to get a sense for like a comparison.
So Bitcoin puppets is 7 times larger. The market cap is 35 million to a Bodagos 5.
So yeah, there's, I guess, one way of trying to analyze if these things belong in the same tier.
Yeah, that would be interesting to kind of look at across all of these projects, right? Like, what is the? I just think we're getting into weird territory if we're trying to look at price and market cap on like now like if you're on B, you can't be below a certain market cap. It's just like or price. It's just
Rate My Bags is a weird territory, isn't it?
For sure. I think to me when I'm ranking these, I want to do so outside the element of like I think that you're onto something, but also it's too broad. It's too broad when it comes to like there's a range of like this project is worth 5 million, this project is worth 50. They can still be in the same tier in my opinion. Do you kind of see what I mean?
I think they can be like depending on what they've achieved and like how much they're doing, how many people rock it, all these different things.
Yeah.
But also like I do think within a tier there should be some sort of parity.
Yeah.
Right. Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense at all. Like you're just then throwing apples and oranges into the same organizational bucket. But like for instance, like Cool Cats, what is a market cap on like a Cool Cats or an Oniforce look like?
I can look that up. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, because I'd be interested, right? Then you've got a Solana example, an Ethereum example, and a Bitcoin example.
I guarantee the Ethereum projects are going to be gigantic comparatively.
Well, I bet they're much higher and probably closer to the Bitcoin one.
So
right?
Moonbirds is at 62 million to give you an example. Bored Ape Yacht Club is at 650 million.
Yeah.
Pudgy's is at 540 million. Which one were we comparing?
Like the others in this tier, like Cool Cats or Oniforce, or even Rect Guy. Any of these Ethereum B tiers right here.
CloneX is 67 million. I'm going Cyberkongz. No, not Cyberkongz. Cyberkongz is 50 million. That doesn't account for Genkai. Cool Cats, 27 million.
Yeah. So, okay. This is more, to me, when you're looking at 35 million and 27 million, I'm like, okay, these are different chains, but you've got some kind of parity. I can see how these things coexist.
Oniforce, it's giving me the ETH price, so I don't know. Oh, okay. No, 18 million for Oniforce.
Yeah, so still about a 4x of what Bodago's is.
Yeah. Yep. All right, I was kind of getting that together. That's a tough one, but I see what you're trying to get at. So
Cam asking, where's Ordinal Maxi Biz? It's a fair question.
All right, I want to speed run through the rest of this. We will bring this up. I think we'll follow up tomorrow. We'll have the gang on. Maybe we could do 30 minutes of this. Does Cool Cats belong in B?
I think so.
Okay. Cool Cats belongs in B. Sappy Seals. I can't speak on this. What Sappies are doing. I don't know either way. I have a tough time with this one.
Recency bias says yes, but there may be like a B minus C plus right now.
Biggie, you think Frog should be in B or C?
Who cares? we can
that's not the rule.
Not
just the rate my bag, sir.
I'd rather just move on. I don't want to have this discussion right now.
And we don't need to have a discussion, sir. Just tell me the category. I don't need a long spiel.
Not because I told you from the get-go. It's not going to change.
So B or C?
Fucking C.
Okay, there we go. That's all I was asking. We don't need to have a 10-minute conversation on each collection.
I literally told you. I was like, bring those fuckers down and put.
I don't remember. I'm trying to manage 3 other co-hosts, trying to get to these different things, trying to look at the comments, making sure we're on time. I don't remember specifically when you said that, so I'm sorry I re-asked you. But Doggo's is at B.
I think it should drop, even though I have a couple and it hurts.
Sorry, Hachi. I do take your point, and it is well taken. Frogs has accomplished a lot from coming from 0. I don't like the art, and I'm not a fan of the community, but we're just having fun here.
Quantum Cats.
OMB also would be on B, in my opinion. Maybe even A.
Azuki.
Swervis says he's got to roll out.
Man,
peace out, bro. Thanks for hanging with us.
The amount of coverage required to put together in year 2024 a accurate rate my bags across 6 different things is just fucking wild. Like
we need to dedicate a show strictly for it. Like no coverage of any other stuff.
Yeah. I said that a long time ago that we should be doing these as a separate
trailers and shit.
I agree. I think because here's the thing, Q. If we all come in prepared, knowing what we're tackling, and just come in with like, all right, this is gonna be hot takes. All we're talking about is NFT rankings today. Let's fucking go. Then I'd feel a lot better. I wouldn't give you such a hard time about surprising me with it.
Remember, folks, we're just having fun here.
No, this is serious.
This is how we lose. This is how we lose community members. Jack's Hideaway. This is the whole thing. There's a lot of bullshit, but Jack's Hideaway saying it. This is good television right here. Like it still is fucking hilarious to do these. As much of
it's why it's probably the longest running segment on NFT Live.
What the fuck is CloneX doing these days? CloneX has to go and see, right? Like what? I feel like I haven't seen something from CloneX in damn near 6 months.
They've been doing stuff. I think we just don't do a good job covering it. They're like constantly rolling out partnerships and new products and shoes.
What are they?
Shirts and all kinds of stuff. I don't know, again, because we don't do a good job covering it. That's what I'm.
Hey, maybe they don't do a good job of getting it out.
All right, I guess there's something there.
Why
we go a little crazy during this segment?
You chose today. Like you should have done Friday, Q. That way we don't have to think about all the violence.
We don't have to think about all of them. Every single one doesn't need, like, honestly, Oniforce, give me an air. Like, we don't need to have a full discussion. Oniforce probably deserves to be where they're at. I like what they're doing with Bitcoin ordinals. And leave it there. What about Tensorians? Is Tensorians a good place?
I don't know enough about Tensorians, but I believe that they are probably
kind of there with Mad Lads, in my opinion. You know, but that's fine. Leave them at B for now.
Cam Taylor saying CloneX has shipped tons of compared to other projects. I would caveat that with have. They have shipped other projects and other products what's going on in the last 2 months that is at all interesting? I'd be super interested in your answer there. Does Wrecked Guys belong in this category?
I think so, but it would be interesting again to go look at like the market cap and see, because they're not really a super active builder community as much as more of that vibes, art, degen, meme play. But I really like that project. I'm not sure what they've been doing lately or how they're actually trending, so it's hard for me to know if they still belong there. I think Wrecked Guys is going to be one of those that surprises people, though.
Clonex is in that doodles category, man. They are doing a bunch. I'm like looking at some of the products, and I do remember some of these released, like the Animus Egg. There's some shoe stuff.
They've done a ton.
They're in that doodles category of like, you make sure it hits. Make sure it hits.
They've had a lot of missteps.
All right. We're not going to get to all these. We're probably going to go for 2 more minutes before we pop out because we do have a call here at the top of the hour. Moonbirds, Biggie. I'm hitting you with the motherfucking
oh man!
I told you, you just wanted fucking violence today. Dude, do what you will. Let the chat have its fucking field day. I don't want to know.
V-Friends and DeGod stand out on this list. On obviously Moonbirds do too, but those are very large former quote unquote blue chips that have really
V-Friends was
off.
in S tier.
Yeah, they were. Cyber Brokers down here. This one feels a little bit more coherent. We
didn't even cover that. Cyber Brokers announced a game.
Yeah, I saw that. This level feels coherent to me. It doesn't feel as like, what the fuck? Like, do they belong in A? This is like, they kind of belong in C. Like, all of these kind of belong together. Maybe outside of Moonbirds. That's a tough one. Anything deserve to be moved? Oh my God, Robotos. Oh wow. Hurts. Just like actually put them in the grave here.
That hurts. It still hurts. Too soon. Can we move Cock Punch to Wrecked? I mean, what is that? What is Cock Punch at this point?
You couldn't leave it alone, could you?
Bro, look, I hope somebody goes back and does the forensic analysis of all the ridiculous shows we've done and for some reason can use AI to digest ours and find the clip of me literally buying live a Cock Punch for 1.61 ETH for the fucking lulz of it, for the entertainment value, for y'all out there, just to have fun and like mint some ridiculous shit and ride the wave to be entertaining. 1.61 ETH, just fucking, I sold it for like about 1/20th of that about 6 months later. So yeah, what's up, Tim Ferriss?
I thought you said Tim Ferriss was in chat there for a second.
Yeah, he is. What's up, Tim?
Jack's Hideaway saying you guys should stream some head-to-head arena play into here. Cool Cats above NT. How though? Neo Tokyo? Fisker Karma saying Broker's got a game coming. Josie cooks hard. Clonex gives me PTSD with Monolith 2. So look, we all know this part of this segment is controversial. So before Biggie loses an absolute gasket, thank you for tuning in here today. We emotionally, these are tough on your co-hosts. Just know what we're sacrificing here to do a Rate My Bags. We will be back tomorrow.
Grace, all gone for the rest of the week.
We will be back tomorrow with, you guessed it, the end of Rate My Bags. So we're not finished. Come back tomorrow. Help us finish the list. You guys, you're honestly you're important in making this list as well. We look at the comments. We can't cover the whole goddamn space. You guys know sometimes and probably a lot of times more than we do up here. So yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in for the Rate My Bag segment and offering your takes. But all right, I'll let you guys go. Our Vibe, our tribe, Biggie Poppins, Gifted. Let's head out of here.
You can't win them all. Love the fucking crypto jungle. Our Vibe, our tribe. We'll see you next tomorrow. Damn, for some more violence, tune in. Yes, we'll see you then.
I like to say
Absolutely.
Huda also brought the heat today, just
Yeah,
right
yeah.
out the gate.
And
He's
he
getting
just
it.
dropped dynamite and then left for his meeting.
Yeah, that's called the seagull effect, where you swoop in, drop a giant turd, and then just fly right off.
Dude, like
As-
just for the lulls of it, move that fucking quantum cat to wrecked. And like
I will.
see what happens tomorrow when he tunes in.
I'll do it. And in the wreck category,
D tier, yeah, D
let's all
tier.
be
Quantum
super
Cats.
serious too. Let's all we'll move it to like D.
Yeah, we
'Cause
had
the
a
rec
talk
doesn't-
after you left, and we
It's like-
realized that it's all just a bunch of fugazi. The
Let's bring
art's awful.
Let's bring
yeah.
in totally erroneous facts. just like
We
I
we
heard-
had somebody in the chat telling us that they rugged,
Yes.
you know. So
Yep. You guys are in on this. Nobody tell Huda a thing. We'll see you tomorrow. Our Vibe, our tribe. Peace.